Welcome to another episode of The Film Room. I'm Brian Johannes, and on this episode, we're going to take a look at Alabama running back Jahmyr Gibbs. Here's a guy that transferred from Georgia Tech to Alabama, and through 2 games, he is Alabama's best weapon, and a guy that you have to start looking to at the NFL draft level. So if you're not familiar with what I do here, I'm going to take a look at some clips from their game against Texas, just kind of showcase the type of prospect Jahmyr Gibbs is and what he can do at the NFL level. So if your team ends up drafting him or you're trying to find prospects, you know what Jahmyr Gibbs is. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the tape. Now, the first thing I want to showcase is Gibbs as a running back. Here early in the game, Gibbs shows that he's got this quick twitch elusiveness to him. So he's going to get the ball. The Texas defender is going to meet him in the hole or burst through. He's able just to make a quick lateral cut, so quick that he almost missed it, and then get upfield to get a near first down. So as we see here, the defenders, that linebacker is blitzing in hard. He's able to just make this quick cut to elude him, to get to the outside. It's not like he was, right in his face. And then burst upfield to get that, 8-9 yard carry. And it's just this quick lateral agility, that elusiveness that you see out of him. Even here in the box, he's able to just make that quick cut to get upfield, get to the hole, and make a play. Now, Gibbs isn't going to be a between-the-tackle runner. We know that. He's going to do most of his work on the outside, and especially that outside zone. Here, Alabama's going to run that, gets the ball here, and he's able to see the crease opening up. But what I like here is his vision. He could have easily just kept going to the outside, but he read that defender, saw that defender at the third level, and is able to cut inside. And he doesn't get this huge gain, but it does show his quickness, his ability to put a foot down and get upfield, and just some good vision that, if he would have gone outside, I don't think it would have been any better. This way he didn't get strung out, and he's able to get up the field and get some yards, and that's all because of that quickness and that vision. Another thing that I like about Gibbs is his contact balance. Here, early in the game, he's going to break through the line, take on some contact, still maintain his feet. He even ran into his own teammate after that initial contact and was able to keep going. And a guy at his size and his, going in and getting, contact from defensive linemen, from linebackers, his ability to just maintain his balance, maintain his footwork, his feet, is a lot that you want. You want a running back that doesn't go down to first contact. And a play like this shows that not only is he able to take a body blow, but he's able to keep going. And then even when he's tackled, he's still trying to move forward to get those extra yards. And then this last clip that I want to show of him as a runner just shows his ability to generate power. It's 3rd and 2, and they're going to give him the ball on an inside zone type run. And he's able to use his quickness to get into the hole, and then he just continues to fight and get near that first down. And he gets stopped initially here, but his feet don't quit moving, and he's able to then even lunge out to get himself in that position to potentially get that first down. And if you look here, as he's down, it looks like he gets it. So it's just his ability, that quickness to get up there, and then that quickness to generate power and make it tough to tackle him. He's not a guy that's easy to tackle. It's not like you hit him and he goes down. He's going to scratch and claw to get extra yardage, and here it got him a first down. And while we just saw that Gibbs can be a talented runner, his best strength, his strong suit, is as a pass catcher. And Alabama used him quite a bit. Against Texas, he had 74 yards receiving, which was, He was a leading receiver for Alabama. And you think about all the talent they've had over the years at receiver, the fact that he was a running back and he was the focal point of their offense tells you a lot. Now, he can do a lot. Here, he's going to motion from out wide, and they wind up out wide, a handful of times in this game. And they're just going to run a simple screen pass, but it just shows his elusiveness in the open field. They know he's got quickness. They know he's got speed. He's a shifty runner. Just get the ball out to him in space. He can make cuts, utilize the blocks of his receivers, and just pick up extra yards and just be an open field satellite type weapon, with that lateral quickness, with that burst to just create plays. Now, Gibbs is much more than, hey, let's just run swing passes to him. He's able to run routes, and against Texas, he ran a lot of flat type routes where he breaks to the outside and then cuts out to the flat, and he used that to his advantage. Here, this is later in the game, after he ran a few flat routes, he angles like he's going to go out to the flat and gets this linebacker right here moving, and then is able to put his foot down and cut back up to get to the open field, up the middle, and reel off a big catch here. And he does that because he sets up his routes. When you run the angle route here and the flat route, if you sell that flat hard, it gets that linebacker moving because he knows he's got to deal with Gibbs' quickness and speed, and then he's able to just put that foot down, leave him in the dust, and get a big gain here. Frame, adjust to it, and then what I love here is he's also able to make some lateral moves to kind of try to elude the defenders. And it just shows that he's got this ability to go outside of his frame and make tough catches. And lastly, I've talked about his ability to make tough catches that are off target. Here, he's going to run an angle route, and the ball's going to be put on, and he's going to have a defender on his back, and he shows the ability to make a contested catch. This linebacker, defensive back, he's in a great spot. He even looks to slap at the ball. He's on Gibbs' back. He's trying to knock that ball out, and Gibbs is able to not only make the catch and hold on to it. And that just shows his toughness, his ability to, his concentration, and just the ability to just make tough catches. There is a lot to like in Jahmyr Gibbs as it relates to him transition to the NFL. As we see here in these clips, he was Alabama's top weapon in their game against Texas, and they had to rely on him a lot because they don't have the explosive receivers that we've seen in years past. But Gibbs still gives them that weapon, and we know in today's NFL, pass-catching backs have a role and have a major role. My big concern about Jahmyr Gibbs moving on to the NFL is where does he fit? Is he, like I said, pass-catching backs have a role. And we're seeing guys like Alvin Kamara be the focal point. But for me, to give him, like, he's going to be a bona fide day one starter, eventual, go-to guy, I want to see him be more complete as a runner. And maybe complete's not the best word, but I want to see him being able to, he's going to be primarily an outside zone type runner, but I want to see him that he can run between the tackles from time to time. And I don't know if I quite see that with him. He's best on the outside. A little bit that he did run inside, that wasn't his strong suit. And so I think that makes him very team specific when it comes to finding him a starting type role. And I think that kind of maybe lends to him being part of a committee. Maybe it's a 1-2 punch, and we see a lot of that in today's NFL. Gibbs the player that he reminds me the most of is Austin Eckler, who's with the Los Angeles Chargers, who is their primary back, and he's, a very talented back, but they throw the ball a lot. They get him out on the edge, and they've got similar dimensions. Gibbs is 5'11", 200 pounds. Austin Eckler's about that same size. He's 200 pounds, right around that 5'10", 5'11". Alvin Kamara's 5'10", 214, so he's a little bit thicker than a Gibbs might be. And I don't know if you want to put a ton of weight on Gibbs. You want him to use that quickness, use that explosiveness. And so that's why I think Austin Eckler is a great comp for him. They're both mobile, quick, get the ball out in space, get them on the edge. And the Chargers have built their offense around him as the running back, and I think – but it didn't come right away. It's not like Austin Eckler came into the league right away and he's the Chargers starting running back. He came in, as an unheralded prospect, and he worked his way in and, took advantage of maybe some injuries and worked his way in that way. And I think Jahmyr Gibbs has that skill set to be a starter, but it's got to be in a certain specific scheme. All right, that's going to go ahead and do it for this episode of the Film Room. I hope you enjoyed. The best way to get these is to subscribe, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell for all the notifications as well. Make sure you're following me on social media, draft_Brian. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time.